Imagine you're going to bed after a tiring and stressful day, and as you're heading to your bed, something unusual happens. Something that could end your life. This story happened in Piauí, northeast of Brazil. An 18-year-old young man named Wilson had just come from his new job, and that day it was hotter than average. After taking his refreshing shower, he went to the room to get some sleep. He notices something different. There's a brand new ceiling fan installed. He thought it was a gift from his parents and was very happy about it. Since everyone was sleeping, he didn't want to wake them up to say thank you. His goal was to buy a fan with his first paycheck, as the old one had broken down and he was having a hard time sleeping because of the heat. He turned it on to test it, and my brother, it was such a great temperature inside that room. He was moved, man, by the gift and walked to his bed. That's when the fan fell and cut him. His parents heard the scream. They went to young Wilson's room. They found him fallen on the floor. The young man's parents were stunned by the scene and thought that someone had entered their house and done this. There were no signs of struggle. Young Wilson's arm had disappeared, along with the fan. When the young man woke up in the hospital, he said that the fan had fallen on him and cut him. His parents asked, "Which fan, my son?" "What did you give me?" "The ceiling fan. My son, we didn't give you any fan." More cases started appearing in warm climate cities. Always people having their limbs cut off by a ceiling fan and no sign of the perpetrator of these attacks. And a theory began to emerge that this fan was nothing more than a creature that fed on human limbs, and that to do this, it took on the form of a ceiling fan, facilitating its feeding. So my friend, you who live in hot cities, if out of nowhere a fan appears in your room, make sure it's not wind killer, because this creature is just waiting for the ideal moment to attack. When we are at school, we see fights happening all the time for the most varied reasons, from a slap received in the cafeteria line to a gum stuck on a friend's chair. Anything can be the spark of a fight that can last from the entire school year to even several following years. But what many people don't know is that these petty fights may have been orchestrated by someone who likes to see discord happen. An elementary school teacher was puzzled as to why the students were fighting every day. The class would start. They would be quiet and paying attention to its content. But when she turned to write on the board, someone would start a fight. She had to stop the class to see what was the reason for this fight. "What's going on here?" "Teacher, he spit on the back of my neck while I was taking notes." "I didn't do that. I was also taking notes from the board, teacher." "Of course it was you. You're the only one behind me." "Both of you to the principal's office now." She couldn't take it anymore. There was a problem every time, my partner. Shortly after this happened, Jorginho, a student who never got into trouble, came up to her and said the following: "Teacher, I know who's doing this." "Doing what, my son?" "Who's causing this mess in your class? In every class, I see a creature coming out of the ceiling or the walls and causing some confusion, making the students fight among themselves. I know this because I am sensitive and see everything. That's why the creature also doesn't mess with me." What happened now was that the creature spat on the boy's neck, and because he was in the last desk, he was accused as the guilty one. The teacher didn't believe anything he said, and she went back to giving her class. More confusions were happening, and she always thought about what Jorginho told her that day. This creature is baptized as Treta generator. It's nothing more than a mocking spirit that lives in that classroom, or it can appear in others too, creating incredible confusions. To see people fighting and falling into the brawl, this feeds it and makes it enjoy others' misfortune. Once in the place, only level 5 exorcisms can make it disappear forever. So be careful. If your classroom has a lot of fights, it may be that Treta generator is wreaking havoc there. Imagine that you have a gigantic mane and need to spruce up your look, cut your hair and look top notch, so you go to the barber, but you end up facing a very weird situation. It happened in the countryside of Pernambuco. A young man of about 25 years old had a messed up mane and needed to get a decent haircut. So he went to the nearest barber shop from his house where he always got his haircut. He noticed that the place was empty and the professional was new. So, where's the barber Ceilng? Is that crazy guy off today? He sold me the barber shop and went on an indefinite vacation. Said he was tired of this life. Now I'm the new owner of this establishment. Wow, I had no idea. He seemed so happy working here. I liked him, such a nice guy. But okay, I want you to spruce up my look. And my beard, please. It's been about 4 months since I last cut it, man. It's pretty bad here, right, dude? It's the same price, right? You can relax. The price is just 1 kidney. What is this, uncle?
Are you crazy?
You're quite the joker, huh? So the new barber started cutting the young man's hair. In less than a minute, he had already finished the hair and beard, and it was perfect. The young man liked the service more than the last time he was there. Hey uncle, it's too good, buddy. What is this, dude? Awesome. And you were very fast. You're a real professional, huh? Top notch. Oh, crazy. How much was the service? I've already said. A kidney. Ha ha ha, seriously, uncle. It's $20, right? Same price as Crash, correct? If it's 30, that's a ripoff. I've already told you the price. And I don't accept money. Just a kidney. But cases were being reported of a barber who was stealing people's kidneys as a form of payment, and the authorities to this day have not been able to find out who is the person committing these crimes and the reason for doing this to customers. It is suspected that he sells the organ on the black market and makes millions with this bizarre practice. Others believe that he is actually a creature that feeds only on human kidneys and has taken up the profession of barber to more easily acquire his victims, since the person is off guard and with their back turned, right? What we can do to prevent this is to be more careful when we request the services of this professional and make sure that he is trustworthy.